everyone. Today we're going to be talking about media and sexuality. Have you ever noticed that everywhere we look there's images of sexual content? Some are more subtle, whereas some are a little bit more explicit. It's often that we see an image of the perfect female body or spectacular abs. Today in this vlog, we're going to talk about the numerous images that we see in the media today and how they impact our sexuality.
Yeah, let's start with most people's best friend, the TV. On TV there are two types of shows. There's this television series and the documentary. The series tends to attract more people because it kind of explains, or more or less kind of shows, a side of sexuality which is really not that true. Which is like parties and people never getting STIs and all that sort of thing. The documentaries though, they kind of focus more on the realistic side, but also at the same time they're not as popular. For example, on the top 10, on the top 20 for that matter, TV shows in America, 80% of them had sexually explicit content, and only 10% showed sexually explicit intercourse, whereas only 15% of these shows talked about safe sex.
And what about the publicities? It could be on the TV, the radio, all over the internet, in your magazines, on your cell phone. I mean, the way that advertisements sell is through the body. Everywhere you go, you see people who are beautiful and fashionable. There are extremely thin women, and then there are extremely buff men. So here are examples to show you just how advertisements are seen. This image is supposed to sell jeans. I don't exactly understand why they need to represent an orgy for that. Does this look like a sexual assault to you? By the way, this advertisement has been banned in Spain and in Italy. Klein jeans ad is supposed to represent their clothing. Kind of looks like she's giving birth. And right over here, can you believe that this is to sell cars? I had no idea.
Wow, these are all really good examples. Do you know what this reminds me of? Music and video clips in which you can hear or see similar things. It's not rare to see in clips images of many sexy women dancing around one guy. Orgies, seduction, and that's just the beginning. Do you think that's realistic? Do you think people are really living like that? I don't think so.
I don't either. I think that the internet is also a source of all these images and sexual content because it's accessible, anonymous, and of course free. We can access all these different types of media from the comfort of our rooms, and sometimes we're not really getting the entire truth. It's important for us to sift through all the bad and look for the good things that are on the internet. And look up good things to watch, like kids' cell phone vlogs, for example. That's good stuff.
Well, you're right about that. The internet is a place that you can access almost everything, including porn. And let's just face it, the things that happen in a lot of pornos are just really unrealistic and not truly representative of what the human sexuality really is.
Some of them don't even wear condoms. I totally forgot. In porno world, there are no STIs.
We talked a lot about the different kinds of media and how they bombard us with unrealistic images of sexuality. But is that really a problem? What are the effects of this constant contact with sexually explicit images?
Yes, Alex. There are, in fact, multiple impacts. First of all, it creates an unhealthy obsession with a perfect body that can lead to eating disorders in both men and women. This is because the body is associated with success, and achieving that success is what leads to eating disorders. In other words, you have to be beautiful, thin, or muscular to be loved by others.
You're completely right. Also, the media is seen as the norm. We think that because the media is presenting a certain behavior that it's okay and acceptable. We are more willing to do it because we believe that everyone else is doing it, which is a false impression because the media is just not everybody, and they should not be the ones to choose for everyone.
It also has a direct impact on how we seem to perceive the media and ourselves. For example, the way that women are seen is that they're sexual objects and they're always ready to have fun with their partner. And whereas the men, for example, their sex drive is kind of all over the place and they feel like they always need to have sex. But, see, it's funny because that's the actual stereotype these days. And it's really sad because some girls actually lose their virginity because they feel like if they say no to their partner will break up with them.
In fact, an early first intercourse is an impact of our sexualized media and adolescents' behaviors.
Really? I also heard that adolescents are not always using condoms and that their sexuality is tainted by inequalities between men and women.
That's true because we are constantly influenced by sexual images in the media. Our generation has more recreational attitudes when it comes to sexuality. What I mean by that is that sexual relationships outside the context of romantic love are more frequent. so is extramarital sex.
As you can see, the sexualized environment in which we live has direct impacts on how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive everyone else, and that is an influence on our sexuality. We don't think that we can eliminate all the sexual images in the media, but we have to remember that isn't the reality. We have to think for ourselves and understand that there's more to it. So thank you very much for listening, and good luck, everyone.